Raider Nation, what's the deal, man? Once again, it's the guy Panama Fargo back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure I keep tapping on that like and subscribe button, man. And remember, keep sharing out the content. There's much love to everybody that comes back and checks out what I got going on, man. And remember, man, I'm gonna keep you updated with all that good Raider news. So, without further ado, what I want to get into today, man, I'm going to go over probably my top 5 teams that I think Hunter Renfrow is most likely to go to and should go to, right? And here are the reasons why I think those two things should and could happen. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My first team at 5, I say the Baltimore Ravens, right? Here's the reason why I think they should, okay? Now, one, we already know that the Baltimore Ravens defense is stacked. And at times, man, that defense looks very ferocious. Now, we know that the Raiders linebacking core is not the strongest that it could be, right? And the Ravens are right now in a dispute with one of their cool linebackers in Patrick Queen, all right? Is there a possibility that the Raiders can go ahead and try to get Patrick Queen and add Hunter Renfrow with maybe a draft pick as more compensation to try to get Patrick Queen, right? And if you're looking at the Ravens, why would you deny more wide receiver help, right? And I know they just drafted Zay Flowers, that's why I got him down below at the list. But at the end of the day, right, if you're looking at Baltimore, a team that's needed, an influx of receiver talent, this guy right here with Lamar Jackson, with the way that Hunter Renfrow is able to freestyle and do certain things, man, with Lamar Jackson, it might be a nice, good combo for that, right? And that's what I'm thinking. But for the Raiders and why y'all came to check on the channel, I'm looking at the linebacker unit. I'm looking to strengthen the defense. And that's what's going to be prevalent in most of these little trade topics and team ideas that I got going on, man. I want the defense to be strengthened. If we're going to free up that money, we might as well free it up to acquire a star defensive player, right? So that's fine with the Baltimore Ravens. And honestly, I'm ranking them, but at the end of the day, this is no particular order, bro. I'm just ranking them so I can be, chronologically sound up here. But at the end of the day, we go to the next one, right? This is 4. I say the next one I can go with is the New Orleans Saints, right? Now, you look at the New Orleans Saints, the division that they're in isn't the toughest, but at the end of the day, they still have a good defense, okay? Their defense is very good. Now, at the end of the day, I don't know who specifically we can try to pluck from that, but if you're looking at the Saints, they now have former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. Okay, there's already a connection there. Foster Moreau has one over there as well. He's a former Raiders tight end. So at the end of the day, man, you're looking at that. There's already former Raiders over there. So you can send them over there in a nice little package, man. Have him be with a quarterback that he's already comfortable with. Maybe we can get some draft compensation from that. If not anything, you're freeing up the money, you know what I mean? And whatever players we can see we can purge from that, we can do that. I don't know what specifically the Saints got going on as far as contract disputes, but at the end of the day, man, somebody on that line or somebody in that linebacker core would be pretty nice. Okay, so now we're moving on right to our third team. Third team that I got going right here, man. I'm just going to go ahead, put it on the wing. I say it would be the Tennessee Titans, right? I say Tennessee for a couple reasons. There's a connection in the front office and the coaching staff with us, with Tennessee. You got Mike Vrabel, a New England guy. You already know what our guys is from. So at the end of the day, there's connection there, okay? Now, Tennessee, another team, right, where their division isn't always the best, but at the end of the day, their defense does come stout, right? So Kevin Byard is in contract disputes with the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know the Raiders just signed Marcus Epps, right? And we got Trayvon Merrick, who we're all hoping takes the leap, bro, okay? I really hope this man takes the leap. But at the end of the day, you get a guy like Kevin Byard, you're able to mix and match safeties in multiple different locations, multiple different spots. And this defense now becomes more of a jigsaw puzzle. Now becomes more of like a chess piece. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can do whatever you want now in that secondary with a multitude of versatile defenders. All right, so that would be another team right there, just with the New England connection. And because, they're having some disputes with their star defensive players, Raiders might be able to sneak up on that, okay? Now you go to our second team, okay? My second team would be the Arizona Cardinals. Now, why do I say the Arizona Cardinals? Now, they just cut DeAndre Hopkins, okay? which, you know, we're going to get into this after I name my top teams. But they cut DeAndre Hopkins. You look at their receiving room, it's not really, you know, not really much to really look at. Just like the Tennessee Titans, you know, previously. The receiving core could use all the help it can get, right? So why not try to get Hunter Renfrow if you're the Arizona Cardinals? And for the Raiders, right, you are now hearing that either Budda Baker might be available, you feel what I'm saying? Or you can fuck around and see what Isaiah Simmons would command. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, there are certain players on that defense you'll be able to get that are still young, have made impacts, and can make more of an impact in their career, right? So at the end of the day, I would swing for that. I definitely love Budda Baker. And once again, same thing like I said with Kevin Byard, you add that guy here on this defense, another chess piece, bro, in that secondary. Now the secondary is looking very nice, okay? So that's another team that I feel like you could go ahead and get some defensive players for. Now, I don't think you'd be able to swap player for player. In any of these trades, I don't think you're going to be able to swap player for player. But, you know, that's just another one where I'm looking at to just strengthen the defense, right? And my number one team, right, which could be likely, but, you know, we don't hear anything. You know how all these teams keep they lips closed when it comes to things like this. But my number one team, I say, would be the New England Patriots, right? New England Patriots, obviously, if you're a Raider fan and you already know the deal, man, you following the team close, you know what's up, bro. There's a connection with us and New England. It's prevalent. It's there. I mean, you can go ahead and moan about it. You can go ahead and complain about it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, bro. I mean, they come from a certain tutelage, so they're going to follow what they've been taught. They're going to follow what they've been doing and add their own flavor to it. Me personally, I don't have no problem with the way that the Raiders are really running the organization, because, I mean, how much worse can we be ran? You feel what I'm saying? And if they fuck up, then somebody else is going to come in here. We're just going to keep getting it right. Keep going until we get it right, right? But at the end of the day, I say the New England Patriots because it is. One, looking at the receiving core, can use some help. New England can definitely use a receiver like Hunter Renfrow. Mac Jones can definitely use a receiver like Hunter Renfrow in that offense, okay? And that's something that I think it can really mesh with Bill O'Brien coming over there as well, okay? And at the end of the day, New England's defense, while it isn't, you know, I wouldn't say top 10, but it is stout. They have some stout players, okay? There's an ability now for you to maybe grab one of their linebackers, maybe grab somebody on that D-line, or at the end of the day, man, you may be able to try to strengthen that secondary. I mean, they just drafted, bro, his name escapes Christian Gonzalez. They just drafted Christian Gonzalez, so maybe there's somebody on their secondary who's probably a veteran player that they'd be willing to part with. You know what I mean? I just think that's the most likely, just because of the connection and because of what the Raiders and Patriots have been doing previously. All right? So, at the end of the day, man, honestly, and what I think the draft compensation, if we do get any draft compensation for Hunter Renfrow, it's honestly going to be probably like a 4th or 5th round. Okay, I say 4th or 5th round, because DeAndre Hopkins got cut. All right, and say what you want about DeAndre Hopkins' injury history, right? He's on the wrong side of 30, which is all true. But at the end of the day, a talent of his caliber is getting cut. What do you think Hunter Renfrow is gonna go for? You feel what I'm saying? I don't think Hunter Renfrow is gonna go for a lot. Now, if you can fuck around and swap that player for player, you're in the game. You feel what I'm saying? You are in the game. So I just think the Raiders should shop around. They're going to shop around, which I think they are right now. But if they don't have no good takers, man, they might as well just keep Hunter Renfrow, try to make it work. I mean, it's never a bad thing to add people who can put the ball in the end zone, right? So, like I said, man, make sure you guys keep hitting that like and subscribe button, man. Keep sharing out the content. And what do y'all think, man? Comment down below. Do you think Hunter Renfrow is getting traded? If so, where do y'all think he's getting traded, man? So make sure y'all comment that down below. Once again, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. And remember, I always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground. On the Raider Rundown.
Look. Hold it down for my G's, still I'm seeing greed. A lot of niggas in these streets who don't get no reprieve. So what you want is you gon' bleed to keep your niggas free? Oh, it's facade until you ball and you stacking cheese. Okay, I see this shit is